there is a danger that we live with every day, which is, again, that need that we feel to show a more perfected version of ourselves outside than we actually are.
Well, it's interesting because when I meet with people, a lot of when they say, okay, I'm stuck, or I give them advice, they're like, well, how do I start? How do I start? And my first response is always, you have to learn to be honest with yourself. The fact that you have found yourself in the situation where you don't know which way to go and you don't even know how to get out of the rut that you've explained that you're in is because you've been lying to yourself for quite some time. So you have to figure out why you've done that, what you felt you needed to lie, what you weren't willing to actually accept as truth, and go from that place. And then, of course, once we're honest with ourselves, then we can start living a more authentic life and then be honest and vulnerable with other people.
So if I can actually ask all of our listeners right now, think about one or two instances or aspects of yourself that you take the time to show the world the perfected version of that, right? Where you're not allowing yourself to be truthfully vulnerable, right? Because there's two types of vulnerability. There's one where, I have some deep thoughts and emotions about certain things, and I might not share that with everybody. But the truth of myself, meaning that I am not such a great whatever, that's actually something, it's healthy for you. So I would say even certainly spiritually healthy for you, for that to be out there in the world. Because if not only for the fact that then you can be more truthful with yourself. I would add one more element to this. And that is that, so sorry, I don't want to forget what we're asking our listeners to do, and really to take the time to think about where you're living this double life. And at some level, it doesn't have to be, crazy stories, but just the fact that there's the truth about who you are.
What are you hiding?
Yeah, and we're all hiding certain things. So, by the way, some things it's okay to hide from some people and to share only with your, like you said before, your closest friends and maybe family. But
no, I think there's some things you might choose not to share. I think it's very different when you feel like you have to hide who you are to fit in or to
elements
belong.
of.
Right. So I think that it's to really look at those parts, and from that, the next step would be to become fully authentic. And to do that, you need to be able to know your own story, your own struggles, your victories, your gifts, and your worst tendencies, and accept them all as integral parts of what makes you you. That's really what being authentic is all about.